Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How are ya? Hello, everybody. We're going to get started here. YouTube needs to update. There's a slight delay between what I'm seeing and it actually airing on live. So nothing new. Hope everyone is doing well. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Kinsley. Hi, Karen. Karen, oh my gosh. Have you been seeing, the world of Karens these days? How much do you love your name at this particular moment? Yes, 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 yes. All right, so I hope everyone is doing great. Hi, Carrie Cam. I hope everyone's doing great. We are here for What Wednesdays, and this week we're talking about all things Poshmark. This is going to be, I'm so excited about it. This is going to be a new weekly series. You will see me 4 more Wednesdays after this for the entire month of July. And depending on how that goes, we'll see about what it can turn into. So hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. So as we all pop into the chat, this is going to be a collaborative experience. So as I'm going along, I'll try to pay attention to the chat and also talk about some of the great questions that I got in from Instagram this past couple days ago when I posted. But basically, I want to be able to help everyone with their posh and growing their business. And sometimes, when you're first starting out, or even when you're advanced or have been doing it for a while, there's things you might not understand. There's things you might not know. There might be weird lingo. If you're just getting into the reseller world and you're like, what is reselling? There's also a chance you could be doing reselling, just not knowing what that is. So as we get going here, I am going to, oh my gosh, everyone's joining. I love it. I'm going to say thank you all for joining me for my first official What Wednesday. And again, we're talking about Poshmark. So first up, happy July. Can you believe? Can you believe? That is nuts. Make sure as you're coming in, give this video a thumbs up. We want to get to the tippity top of the trending page, which, goals. So let's just start with, oh, thank you, Haven. Hi, Misty. Hi, Seek Joy. Let's just start with a quick overview, and then we'll get into like the serious nitty gritty stuff. For everyone who doesn't know, Poshmark is an online selling platform. And as long as you have a smartphone and a printer in some capacity, and an internet connection and a closet, which I'm sure we all have these days, you can sell things on the internet. Whether you do that for a hobby, for profit, for full-time business, whatever it is, it's a great opportunity. And if you've never heard it before or want to check out the platform, feel free to check out the link in the description bar. And I think you actually get 10 or 15, sometimes 20, depends on what the sign-up bonus is. But if you use PoshBossBlake as the referral code, you'll get that in your closet bank, and you'll get to use that as credit. So speaking of credit and travel, not travel, credit and the bank, so to speak, on Poshmark, there is like a tier you have to hit on Poshmark called Posh Ambassador. Posh Ambassador essentially just means you're like active within the app, and it's like a loyalty card for Poshmark. It doesn't necessarily get you discounts per se, but it starts like once you hit that threshold of a Posh Ambassador, which is all based around how many listings you have, how many shares you have, how many other like sharing of others you have, etc. There are some advantages to being a Posh Ambassador, and basically the biggest one for me up until recently was when you want to go to PoshFest, most likely not happening in 2020. I don't work for Poshmark. That's just my opinion. I think it's going to have to happen in 2021 or when it's safe to do so. But one of the advantages to being a Posh ambassador is you got pre-access before the general public to buy your ticket, and they sell out. And I imagine this year would have been even bigger than last year, and so forth. So it's really advantageous to do that and to get that going for your closet. Something else that relates to Posh Ambassador, and someone just brought this up, Haven of Vamp. You essentially get the ability to apply for a campaign. So if any of you have Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, basically any social media, there is a way to connect your socials, and you as the influencer, we'll call it, you get to put out a campaign and earn some Posh credit. It used to be cash, or it used to be, it used to be cash. Like you could get a payout and it would go into your balance that you could redeem, like into your direct deposit. That changed, I think, as Poshmark began to grow and it switched over to Posh credit. I mean, as long as you're active within the app, the Posh credit, I'll take it. I will say though, one of our first questions of the night asked about what the purpose of Posh ambassador campaigns or affiliate campaigns are. And it's basically a way for Poshmark to get attention within the social community. And essentially it's like, hey, talk about, let's pretend it's fall. Posh might say, there's some campaigns available. You'll look in the list under the campaign, under your Posh tools, and it'll say like, oh, do you want to talk about your latest closet finds, or show us your closet? And they will have a couple of rules. It's usually like, have a nice photo, don't be messy, showcase XYZ. It depends. It could be packages, it could be your closet, it could be you out and about at the thrift store. It'll give you some sort of idea of what they want, and then you apply for it. And once you do that, you basically have to post onto the social platform. You have to, let's talk about Instagram because that's the biggest one. You have to post the post on Instagram. You have to use certain hashtags. And then from there, you also have to put a specific code. It's usually your referral code, your referral Poshmark code, or the link rather, into your bio in Instagram. Now, there's a couple pros and cons to this, and let's talk about them really quick. Let me just check the comments here. I don't understand campaign, tried once and failed, I missed something. Okay, so to elaborate on the campaigns, there is no, once you do a campaign, there is no end result. The thing that you just have to do is leave the campaign link in your bio for, I believe it's up to 72 hours, basically 3 days. Which leads me to my first con with the campaign program. Because you have to put it in your Instagram bio, depending on how you handle your business, the size of your business, the size of your social following, that can kind of be a detriment to your income if you rely on people going to the link in bio, etc. The higher you go with a following on your socials, there is a better chance to get the ability to do a swipe up link, which for those that don't know, on Instagram, there's a threshold before you get the coveted swipe up link. And that is 10,000 Instagram followers. And that's a game changer for people, brands, businesses. It's incredible. And there is a swipe up option in the campaign for Poshmark world. You just have to get to that threshold. And I am not there yet. I think I just hit almost at 6,100 followers. So, knowing that I put out videos, or knowing that I like to show people something in my bio, my link in bio, it's kind of not worth it to me, to only get $10 in Posh credit and to have the link in bio be permanently a tracked campaign link for 3 days, But I did them when I first started out. I highly recommend them because it's basically free money, and you can do them every so often. You can't do them back to back. There's like probably like a month or maybe 2 months break in between each campaign, but it's really exciting. Yes, Margaret says, don't forget to tag Posh. Yes, so again, there are certain rules that you have to follow for you to be able to get the credit. And in this process, and because I'm live, I can't really do a visual at this moment, but there is, again, hashtags you have to do. You obviously have to tag Poshmark, and it needs to fall within the criteria of that campaign. And you have to submit, once you post, you have to submit the link for your social media, like of the post. You have to submit that to Poshmark to be like, hi, I did this. Someone checks it, and then, you know, once the time goes by, you're able to get that credit into your bank. That said, just make sure that you follow the appropriate guidelines. You know, that's that. Hello everybody, hello everybody. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, okay? Give this video a thumbs up. And I would just like to shout out, who was that? I would just like to shout out Stasia_King on Instagram. Thank you for that question about the affiliate program. Again, I highly recommend, if you're starting out, like if you have, I don't know, I would say once you get past like 3,000 or 4,000 Instagram followers, depending on how you handle your business and how you manage your social account, every single person is different. Every brand is different. That's totally a personal choice, however you want to run your stuff. I would totally recommend you campaign it up. Campaign it up, get that credit, because you're also putting out your closet, most likely based on what the campaigns usually ask you to do. You're putting out your inventory for the world to see. You're putting yourself out there just as much as you're talking about Poshmark. So, you know, it's a win-win. So I highly recommend. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Vero, hey, girl. I just made 1K on IG. Long way to go. Hey, listen, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. And 1K, that's an accomplishment. I started a completely separate Instagram to assist with my reselling business, and it was the best decision I ever made, and highly recommend. But we're sticking to Poshmark today, so Poshmark related topics. My next question is going to come from one of my faves, Lisette. Hope she's doing well. Are you here, Lisette? I don't think she is yet. Posh is my purpose. She said, how often do you share your closet per day to see an increase in sales? This is a great question. Thumbs up if you share your heart out. Thumbs up. Love it. Sharing, it's the name of the game with Poshmark. The Poshmark app was developed in a way, or at least this is what we're told, developed in a way that is essentially making everyone equal across the platform, equal visibility on the platform. And for example, if you were to go to like eBay, if you put something up, it's up, but then if 100 other people put another item, the exact same item up, you go to the bottom of that list, right? In theory, you could play with filters, but in the name of, you know, entering search or typing in your search and hitting enter, you want to be that first, or you're, you know, close to the top there. And with Poshmark, the more you share your closet, alert, share your closet, the more your listing shows up at the top of that brand feed or in a person's feed in general. So it's really, hi Lisette, welcome. So it's a really imperative that you share your closet with your items as much as you can, it is time consuming, and obviously, you know, depending on how many items you have, that is, don't spend your entire day sharing. That's, you know, your time could be better used doing other things. But if you can, share. And I know it's a little taboo, but we did briefly touch on this in my Saturday Night Live Reseller SNL over a month ago now. The use of bots or the use of virtual assistants to be able to share your closet so that you can focus on other things. I'm not judging you with whatever you do, but I highly recommend the more you grow, the more you have, to think about those things as a way to better spend your time on your closet, which means building your inventory, which means taking more photos, listing more, relisting, etc. You want to make sure you focus your time in the right area. So I'm just catching up here. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, hi, hi. What times? MARSHAS Trove. Hi. What times? Sorry, I'm catching up on comments. Great question. What times do you think are the best times to share? So I think Lisa actually also asked this question on Instagram, specific to parties. So on Poshmark, if you were unaware or if you are aware, Poshmark has parties, and depending on where you are in the country, they're at different times. For me, it's 9 a.m., 12 p.m., big skip till 4 p.m. and then 7 p.m. And that changes for everyone based on where you live. People say, oh, share during the parties because you get better visibility. I disagree. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Woo, woo, woo. I disagree. The parties do get visibility. However, the people, the casual seller, the everyday Joe or everyday Jane is sharing at that time. They're thinking the same thing, like, oh, visibility. But how many millions of users does Poshmark have? Then you have all these hundreds of thousands of people sharing at one time in between a specific time. I personally like to share an hour before each party, and then very late at night. Like if I'm up and it's like 11 Pacific Standard Time, there are late night shoppers somewhere in the world. There are people working night jobs. There's a whole, like, people are not, just because it's midnight, does that mean no one's shopping or buying everywhere in the country, in the world? So, I do it on off times, because as a shopper on the app, I don't shop during a party. I shop to see who's posting for the party, because that's also a sales tactic. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. I hate that noise, but I have to do it because it's like alert. A good sales tactic is on days where maybe you don't have a ton of inventory to list, or whatever your circumstances, try sharing like an hour before a party, or listing or posting a draft to the closet before a party, and just play around with that. It's definitely a good idea. Okay, catching up on comments. Hello. Oh, thank you. The prom one. Well, June was a very crazy month. Just personals and things going on. So we took a break for basically the entire month of June. We just had one this past Saturday. It's on my channel, so feel free to check that out after. Vero says, my VA shares mid-morning, early afternoon, and specifically to the last party, and I get tons of traffic. Yeah. Well, here's my question, Vero. What kind of traffic? Because traffic to your closet is good. And I'm not talking about host picks. That's totally separate. Just if you share to a party or share during a party, I of course get people sharing my stuff. But what I want to see, in my mind, what I want to see is I want to see people liking. I want to see people putting into bundles. That's the kind of traffic I want. If people are sharing my items, thank you so much. I will share my items and sell. Not to say that more visibility doesn't hurt, but in my opinion, in my findings, me sharing my closet is the best way to generate a sale. The brand specific parties don't do anything for me, sadly. Yeah, and the brands, I mean, what Poshmark says is trending isn't necessarily always the case. Sometimes something might be trending in a smaller niche market. So like maybe it's not a Nike, maybe it's not a Lululemon, but it's an up and coming brand that isn't on the trending list, so agreed there. I love to target follow. When I list an item, a great following, I look for closets or stores that might be like, I love ties. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Going after That's a great idea. Targeting your customer base, 100%. That's a great idea. Lots of bundling. Let's see. Lisette says, I share from the parties. I'll go into past parties and share from there. I get tons of likes, follows, and sales depending on time of day. Late night is always better for me. Right. So like also everyone keep in mind, like I am in a different time zone than probably most of you. So, you know, even though we're sharing to parties, times of days, etc., it's all circumstantial, you know. Although I would love some data on like by coast who's shopping more, if that's even possible, or like what states shop the most. I would love to see that. Love it, love it, love it. Everyone keep giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. All right, so I actually forgot to put this banner up earlier. We're gonna go back to the Instagram Q&A. We are going to go to Margaret, Dresden Ave. Do you think including NWT, new with tag, in the title is helpful or a waste of space? So I think it is a waste of space because the filter, there is a filter that exists for someone looking for new with tag condition. So don't take up the space in your title because, and this is for everyone out there, you want to make sure the title is like one of the most important things, if not the most important thing, second to your cover photo, that need to be perfect. I'll say perfect, or, you know, the title needs to be perfect. The picture needs to be good, right? The title needs to be perfect. Why? You want to remember that people are searching for something specific, and 99.9% of the time, they're typing, think about how you go to find something on the internet. I want like, oh, I want this wallet. This is a Coach wallet. How do I search this? Oh, Coach. You always start with the brand. Like it's just something we have in our brains. So like, I want this wallet. Okay, Coach blue swirly wallet. That's how I would do it. That's how you want to set up all your descriptions. Don't include new without tag. Don't include new with tag. Don't include anything about the tags in the title because there are filters that do that for you. And it's I find to be a waste of space. So definitely improve those titles. Always put the brand name first in your description. You should always, 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 always put the brand in as the first thing in your description. Okay. I'm going to go back to what I just said. Think about how people shop. Oh, you want this glass? This is a Ralph Lauren crystal glass. These are Apple AirPods. This is, okay, this is a bad example. You know what I'm saying? So like this is priority mail label, USPS priority mail. Like it's, you know, start with the name of the thing, the brand of the thing first. And I guarantee if you have some stuff sitting and your titles are not correct, you will see a huge change in your closet, in your sales. Okay, I'm catching up on some questions. I have Texas, Connecticut. Wow. Canton, what's up? Okay, wait, I have a new question. Hold on. Let me put Vero's question up here. Any hints on getting people to bundle more? I always look for closets I can bundle from because shipping, but most of the buyers don't, and I think shipping is a deterrent. Yes. Okay, so getting someone to buy a bundle is a challenge because there's a lot of reasons. First, we all have closets that are available to millions of people, right? I have X many items. I have like 100 something items in my closet. People like Sell Quick, Ship Quick, Tiffany and Hugo, Denali, people like that, they have hundreds, maybe thousands of items. So a closet that is more robust, that might have more sizing, multiple items in similar sizing, etc. Bigger closets allow an easier opportunity for a bundle. And although they're great because, like you said, they do save money, like I do not look at my closet as a place to bundle all the time because I just don't have that similar inventory all the time. So you, like, unless you're buying specific sizes, unless you're buying specific items in specific sizes, it's hard for someone like me to go to, like, if I went to Lisette's closet right now, she has a ton of good stuff, but you know, what is available to me, what is available in my size, is it the condition I want it? There's so many factors that go into someone purchasing a bundle. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. A bundle is a great thing, but it's not something you can really like go after unless you are purchasing your inventory in a way that can happen. And ideally it's new with tag, because you never know, a medium in a sweater that has been washed is not going to be a medium in a generic unisex cut tee. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though it's the same mediums, how do people shop? I find, if anything, I find similar brands or activewear is something that people can bundle, because for the most part, from what I've seen in my bundles and my experience, people know the activewear because it's what people live in these days, right? It's almost like underwear, undergarments. So like if you know you're a certain size bra, you probably know how to translate that into other brands. So, you know, assuming you have similar sized items in activewear, that might be an easier sell. And some people do tailor their closets to be just activewear. Hi, Lindsay. Hi. And oh, here's something too with bundles. Anytime you see someone liking stuff and they don't bundle, throw it into the bundle for them and leave them a comment. You don't need to get crazy with the comments. Short and sweet does the trick, because sometimes these people, especially if they're new to the platform, don't see it. They don't know how Poshmark works yet. Just throw them a note. Hi, I saw you liked a couple items from my closet. I bundled them here so that you could just pay one price for shipping. Leave it at that. And that will, you know, get the sale or not. Sometimes people are courageous. I call it courageous. Some people do reach out and say like, oh, can you give me discounted shipping or free shipping? If they're buying two to plus things, yeah, absolutely you can. You don't need to. Sometimes people buy the bundle full out, and that's the best situation, but most of the time you're going to do a discount on a bundle. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Wow, you guys are interacting in the comments. Love it. Margaret says, kids items bundle well for me, and I also just sold a 12-item bundle of mostly anther size medium tops. Wow, wow, snaps for a 12-piece bundle. Wow. I have not got, I think my biggest bundle was like 4 or 5 items. But okay, so Margaret, I'm curious, how many items do you have active in your closet? I would love to know that. And in my mind, kids clothes does seem easier to bundle, because if you just had a baby and you're done with all of your 0 to 6 month clothing and you pop it online, you're, just by nature, with, you know, how often you have to change a baby, there's probably going to be like 10 onesies, you know? So that's good. 207. Okay, yeah, so that's really good. That's really good. Awesome job. All right, so let's go on to the next question, which is from A Little More Heart on Instagram. What is the best way to make more sales on Poshmark? And that is a loaded question because there's no right answer. But there are things to do for your business, for your Poshmark business, that can increase your sales. I said at the beginning of the top of the show, I said, share. Specifically, share your closet. It's nice to share other people's closets, but focus on sharing your closet. The sharing should always start with you. You want to put your items at the top of the lists, at the top of the search. Wax on, wax off. You want to put your items at the top. And as I was saying earlier, if you're sharing other people's, it pushes your items down. Another share for someone else is great, and by all means do it, however much you want. But at the end of the day, you sharing your item will get more visibility, which will lead to more sales. Second thing, pictures. Your cover photo, honey. Your cover photo needs to sell the garment, or book, thing, basket, pen, whatever it is, because, you know, Poshmark now has multiple categories. You know, it needs to be And you want to go on your phone, pretend it's 10 a.m. on a Saturday. You're sipping your coffee, 10 p.m. on a Saturday, you're sipping your cocktail. Scroll, 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 scroll. Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful picture of those shoes. You know, people are going to scroll right past the dark, dingy photo. You want to have a nice, bright, doesn't need to be airy per se, but you want to have like a nice lit photo. If you have bad lighting, or you're not able to, if your business is going smoothly, but you don't want to invest in a light kit, which is absolutely not necessary, but it does help. There are plenty of apps to brighten photos, to enhance the images, and even depending on what phone you have, iPhone, Android, etc. Every phone has edit in the photo. Like once you pull up each photo, you can edit, and there's a brightness, there's saturation. Do your best. And I would say if you're just starting out, absolutely do not go out and buy a light kit. You absolutely don't need to. Get your profit in, get that built up so that you can start making bigger decisions for your business, whether that's bigger inventory buys, bigger storage buys, upping your storage organization, upping your shipping supply, whatever it is. Sell, 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 and build up your profit, build up your bank so that you don't have to go into any debt. This is literally one of the only kind of jobs that you can do where you don't have to go into debt working for yourself. You have free USPS supplies, okay? And I have 2 of them here, not sponsored, love to be. We've got the free priority mail label that you can print directly onto with a printer, not a thermal printer, just a regular printer. We've got the padded flat rate envelope, free. Where do you get this? Amongst many other free USPS things, USPS.com, and go to the postal store and click on the filter options, priority mail, and free, right? Inventory, I need to buy inventory. No, you don't. Start with your closet, right? Start with inside your closet. And now, because Poshmark's categories are all over the place in a good way, what products are still wrapped in the plastic in your bathroom? Any skincare? Make sure they're still not expired, obviously. Any cool baskets, any Pier 1, Pottery Barn or Pier 1, one of them just closed. Like those items are still doing well if they're in great condition. Specifically, chair covers for the specific chairs that they make, like that have names, just a hot tip. So yeah, that's another way. And then I would say having a decent description. Your descriptions don't need to be too long. As someone who shops and likes to overanalyze purchase, because I love it. I love the details. However, as I'm sure once you get into reselling or into getting more sales, you'll notice that people will ask you questions when you clearly laid it out in the description. And I get it. People are just flick, 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 flick. Let me just add a comment and ask. But don't spend so much time on like every little single detail, because people just don't read, and save yourself some time. Oh my gosh, such an active chat. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it is a loaded question, but there's definitely, and those things don't necessarily just apply to Poshmark. That's probably a universal rule for all the platforms. That cover photo and that description, your main points to get any sales going for you. Karen says, I think you need to end with a song when you leave us tonight. Oh, honey, you don't know what's coming. No, that made it sound like I'm going to do a performance. I'm not. I don't have a stage. Suggestion for PoshBossBlake next Wednesday about Mercari. You guys, we're not at the end of the show yet. Stay tuned for what next week will be. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up, or I'm not telling you. This video needs to have 35 thumbs ups, or else I'm not telling you what's next week. And it's good. It's good. You're going to want to know. Pick, Tap, Go. Yes. So folks out there that need photo editing apps, Pick, Tap, Go. Is it free, Vero, or is it a $1 or $2 one-time purchase? I think it's free, actually. Great photo editing app. Great. Hi, Hannah Montana. You can get the best of both worlds. Yes. Yes, if you have regular lamps that you're using for your lighting, daylight bulbs, 100%. The less yellow, the better. And here's a fun tip, if your photos are coming out yellow, you need to adjust the warmth of your photo. You need to change the color, the temperature. It's most likely in your settings as temperature. Cool the temperature down, and that will help you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys, thank you so much for the super chat, Lisette. That's so sweet. We missed those toes. Yeah, I need to give myself a little pedicure before I show those babies again. It's been a hot minute, but I will do it because I'm going to be by a pool this weekend. So definitely going to trim those up. Thank you so much. What else do we have in here? I still have to figure out part of. Thank you so much, Lisette. That's really sweet. Amburlicious, hey girl. She says, I still have to figure out the priority label for my printer. Okay, so I have an HP printer. I'm not going to show how it prints because that's going to depend on your printer. But what I set this up as in the printer and the when you go to print, like in the computer, set it up as a 4x6. This is not a 4x6 at all, actually. Oh my gosh, oh no. My Rolly tape measure died. But basically, this priority mail label is a 5.5 by 4 and we'll say 4.25. And basically, that's including the backing. So ultimately, you just need to center the label. You might need to scale it, but set this up as a 4x6 in your printer, and that should help you out. Amburlicious. Can't wait to take off all my stock photos when cross-listing to eBay. Yeah, so this is, topic for conversation. It's, obviously stock photos, particularly on eBay, are a big no-no because there are brands that, eBay's been around. They have a lot of relationships and a lot of pull with companies who are able to manage, and there's people who are paid to manage going on the internet, seeing what people are selling for the brand that they work for. One of them is, I believe, Lululemon, that like really cracked down on the stock photos. Another one is, what's another one? Oh, the creators of the word Velcro. It is apparently like a very trademarked, like the word Velcro, don't ever put that in an eBay listing, but we're kind of sidetracking. I'm not talking about eBay. I will say this, eBay is not going to be in this month's series because it's not my main. I spend 10% of my time on that platform, just to give you an idea of what we'll be talking about in the month. Oh my gosh, Vero. And they were all yellow, the photos, not the toes. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Thank you so much for the super chat. The super chat is so great. I love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oops, sorry. I got the Zebra thermal printer. Jack and Ryan have that. Great, works. Great, great. I actually am, where's this? Where is this? I got the Zebra thermal printer. I actually have something in the works, so stay tuned regarding that, about this. Can't wait to share with you all if you're trying to level up your efficiency. Stay tuned. eBay took down my Vineyard Vines stock photo listing today. Okay, well, add that to the list. I mean, if you can, try not to use any stock photos. I understand that's not a reality for everyone. I know for Poshmark, a lot of people have really cute, like little mannequins or something. And, for a lot of people, that's not realistic. For me, it's not. I don't have the space for that. But so I understand the need to want to use them. I'm not saying that I do have some on my Poshmark closet. I'm not saying that at all. But sometimes a dress falls, like dresses are a challenge, right? If you can't model them or if you don't have something to put them on, it's really hard to photograph a dress and like have it look decently good for someone to buy. which is why I try not to do too many dresses, but sometimes it's just what I find at the thrift store or online. What do you call Velcro then? Hook and something? Yeah, I don't know because I haven't sold anything Velcro on there, but Google Velcro like alternative names, and I think it comes up as a pretty common statement. Yeah, hook and loop, hook and loop. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. This is not, but stay tuned. You have a hanger mannequin, 2 actually, 1 plus size, but they have no butts. Listen, if you can get some distinction of shape from the front, that will really help. Dresses, like I love dresses. Like I love dresses as a fashion item, but to resell for me, it's so hard to get a good picture because also you have to stand back. You have to stand far back to get the whole dress, especially if it's a long one, like a maxi or like a gown or a wedding dress if that's what you're selling. So yeah, highly recommend. And believe it or not, if you're out and about, especially, oh, here's something. There's a lot of stores, physical stores closing and things because, you know, retail in person is kind of dying in some capacity for especially fashion. Keep an eye out for sales. Check Craigslist, check your neighborhood apps like Nextdoor, etc. These stores sell the thing. Like if something's hanging on a rack, they sell the rack when they clear out the store. So keep an eye out for mannequins and go make friends with the manager, chat with the manager. Oh, excuse me. Go, go talk with someone of authority and they'll work out a deal, especially if you want to buy a good amount of items. Definitely recommend store closures and looking out for that because you can get a lot of business staples in terms of like your setup. Yeah. Okay. Oh, someone else said hook and latch. Okay. Hook and latch for the Velcro alternative. Okay. Oh my gosh. Irish Lux. Pew, pew, pew. We got another super chat. Super chat. You're super. Thank you so much for that. Oh my gosh. Thank you. You guys, I love that we are thriving in here. We've got about 18 minutes left. I'm keeping these concise at 1 hour, okay? Just putting that out there. Unlike SNLs that can go on for 2.5 hours. This is a concise 1 hour program. And again, shout out to Irish Lux. Thank you so much. I will throw it back to the Instagram question. This is from Evans Mama 613. That's cute. What are some tips for having a successful closet clear out? Great question. Great question. Closet clear out. Let's throw in make a deal days too. For those that don't know, or maybe you're fresh to the app, closet clear out and make a deal days are incentivized days on the Poshmark app when you as the seller can kind of publicize your item to everyone who's liked it or hearted it, right? So for closet clear out, what happens is, let's say you have this candle for $50. And actually this would probably be because this is a Nest candle. So in the scent Sahara Spice. You want to smell? You want to smell? Okay. So you have this candle at $50, right? With closet clear out, if you drop the price by 10% at least, or you can do more as well, depending on how much of a sale you want to run. Poshmark will allow you, or essentially, wait, I'm totally had a brain fart. You have to, okay, closet clear out. You have to drop the price by at least 10%. By doing so and saving that listing at the new discounted price that will show publicly, Poshmark will obviously show your item, how you saved it at that 10% discount, but it will also send the likers of that item, the existing likers, not new likers, okay? So if you have 10 likers and then 5 other people like the item after you've done this discount, it doesn't work. So keep that in mind. Poshmark will send the original likers of the item a notice that says, oh my God, they've dropped their price 10%. And here's discounted shipping on us. like meaning Poshmark. So in an ideal world, this is at 50. Let's say we drop it down to 40. Just that's the sale price. Say you're a liker, viewers, you're the liker, right? You get a notification, oh my God, Blake dropped the price from 50 to 40 and there's discounted shipping. Yes, I'm gonna buy it. And sometimes you can get sales from that. Especially, I find with closet clear out, if you do more than 10%, like if like 20%, that seems to like make a deal or closet clear out. 20% is like a good discount. So make sure you factor that into your price as well when you're setting this up, so you're not like out money. But I find that people don't necessarily respond to 10% off, because when I look at that, here tax in California is, in LA is 10%. So I'm like, literally it's the tax. I want more than that. I want tax and a little bit more of a discount. So, you know, price accordingly so that you can drop or, you know, make a change. Oh wait, I need to pause real quick. Fashion Gal. Oh, thank you so much, Fashion Gal. Listen, for those of you who might not know, I'm sure most of you do, I had a really tough end of May, June, just emotionally, mentally. I gained a little weight back. Like we're back on track. Something shifted mentally, and like we're on an up track, and I feel energetic again. So stay tuned for more videos. And thank you so much for that support. I love it. Thank you. But let's get back to, thank you so much, Fashion Gal. That's sweet. Let's get back to make a deal days. Okay, so closet clear out, you have to publicly drop the price and Poshmark will send discounted shipping. Great. So if that item sells and that person buys it, you get the sale, but there's no discount, there's no additional money from the shipping discount taken from you. Okay. Make a deal days is when you have this item listed at 50. I, the seller, send you, the buyer, viewers, 10, 20, or 30% or more, depending on if you enter it manually, of a discount that will go to all the likers of the item at that time. And you, the seller, have to give a discount of shipping, so that the shipping cost is $4.99 or completely free. Now, the pro to this is once you've sent that offer out, if 5 more people like the item after you've sent the offer within a 24-hour period, you can still send that same offer. Unlike closet clear out. So to recap, closet clear out, if you discount the price publicly, the only people that get that notification for the discounted price and the discounted shipping on Poshmark are the original likers. Any new likers don't get that. Make a deal days, your public price of 50 stays public, but the people who like the item get that discounted rate and your discounted shipping or free shipping, whatever it is. Reminder, the shipping with Make a Deal Days comes out of your pocket, your profit. So when you're discounting 10, 20, 30%, it's actually going to be more like 20, 30, 40% because you have to factor in the shipping and however much you do. So that is that. And to round this out real quick, the benefit of Make a Deal Days and closet clear outs, which you absolutely don't have to do them, but Make a Deal Days, in my opinion, is a really good day, especially if it's like a stale item. The benefit is you get entered into the like raffle drawing, the invisible raffle drawing that will get you like $50 in Posh credit, or I think like the grand prize of $500 to $1,000 in credit or something like that, depending on what it is. I know no one that's won the big one personally. I do know people who have won the $50 for both closet clear out and or Make a Deal Days, and that comes to you in Posh credit. So that's really exciting, and that is like an hourly thing. There's winners announced every hour, so that's that. I'm catching up on the comments. Hi. Okay, wait. I'm catching up on the comments. There's a lot of questions. Yes, I've been lowering the price to something weird like 29, so I know what to relist the next day. Yes, so Here's something to note too, and I don't know that this comment was necessarily referencing that. If you drop the price, like say the thing is 50, you drop the price to 10 for closet clear out. If you bump it back up to 50, you don't, and then drop it back down on another day to 40, it doesn't resend the notification. The thing with Poshmark, whether it's make a deal days or closet clear out, it remembers the lowest price of that item until you relist it like completely over, so that it's a new item, or you have to go give a deeper discount from what that lowest recorded number was. So if this was 50 and I do it to 40, like let's pretend it's make a deal days, right? I offer you $40. Say 2 weeks go by, it still hasn't sold, it's still publicly at 50. I send you 40 again. Poshmark says, sorry, your offer's not low enough. Send a lower number because it's not that long. But you basically have to just give more. You have to give more of a discount. So that's that. Catching on comments. Copy feature is amazing. It sure is. We'll get to that in a second. I want to get to the comments particularly about this. I agree. I always send 10% first to see if anyone bites when I'm the buyer. I hate 10%. Yeah, 10%, even like 10% doesn't do anything, right? I understand the need for it to be there because some people do bite at 10%. I will say some people do. It's not often in my experience, but I love closet clear out method doesn't always work for me. That just dropping prices. I don't know Becky's closet clear out method, so I can't speak to that, but it doesn't always work. Again, reminder, like the things that people talk about, what I'm saying might not work for you. It depends. It depends on a lot of things, but again, to earlier question, there is no perfect way to like have a sale, have better sales. There's things you can absolutely do to boost your sales, but like if I say do this, there's not going to be you're getting a sale. It's not going to, no one's promising that. Okay. So yes, so new likers don't get the shipping discount during closet clear out. I had no idea. Yeah, think about it. The incentive is for, like if I'm the liker on this item, I get the discount publicly, right? Not to bring in Mercari into this, but I'm trying to give an example. If you, I'm trying to say, with Mercari, and we'll talk about that at another time. But with Mercari, they phrase it differently so that when you promote an item, basically a closet clear out, it will discount the shipping, or excuse me, it will discount the item price and notify the existing people, but it will also bring it back to the top of the search results. Poshmark, again, does not have something like that, but in theory, because you edited the item, that item does go back to the top of the search results. The incentive, I guess, is to like the item so that you can get a discount, right? Poshmark, as the company, wants you to be liking the items so the buyer can send discounts and sell to you, if that makes sense. Hope it does. Wow, you guys, great questions. I wish Poshmark would do free shipping on closet clear out and just don't do it as often. Yes, I will say for those who maybe are newer to the platform, because of recent circumstances and because we're all home, Poshmark didn't do make a deal days and closet clear out literally like every other day, every 2 days. It was kind of like once a week, I feel. And there was breathing room. Present day, it's literally like every other day. Like it's either closet clear out, make a deal days, love it or list it. And for those that don't know, love it or list it, same kind of pros of like you can win that Posh credit, but it's for listing items or adding them to your closet. And adding drafts does not work in that circumstance. You need to add it fully to the closet and publish it. Closet clear out shipping discount. Hi, Laurie. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier. Closet clear out shipping only good for 6 hours. Yes, thank you so much for that. So something else to keep in mind is when you discount the shipping from $50 for this candle to 40, that discount only lasts for 6 hours. So plan accordingly. I will say, because I'm here in the West Coast, I don't do a closet clear out until about 3-ish p.m. Why? Because 3-ish p.m. starts to get the end of the day shoppers, if they're at work or if they're at their desk browsing online in their home. It starts to get to the tail end of the West Coast. 3 p.m. in California is 6 p.m. Prime, just logged off of work. I want to buy something. I want to do something in New York time. And then, keep in mind, you have 6 hours from that point. So for California, 6 hours from 3 o'clock is 9 o'clock, right? And because it's already 6 o'clock in New York, 6 o'clock becomes midnight. So you have a wide range of good, solid buying times to get that sale from a closet clear out. Not always, it doesn't always work, unfortunately, but yeah. Angry Owl, hi Angry. I think my prices were too high. I lowered them and have been selling more. Yes, I mean, listen, I still have these issues. I sometimes price a little too high. I mean, because you think, or maybe you saw a great sale and maybe something did just sell, the same item did just sell for like, let's say $100. Doesn't mean your item's going to sell for $100, but it's a good starting point. So it does, things can be priced too high. That does stink, but Kinsley, do you recommend using the size and color in your title or do away with them both? Oh, good question. Great question. I would say if the item is not that descriptive by nature, like pretend this is a t-shirt, pretend this is a white t-shirt, plain white tee, right? Oh no, this white blue t-shirt, blue crew neck tee, right? You can only elaborate so much. Maybe like if it was cashmere, maybe put cashmere. I would then put the color, and it doesn't hurt to put the size if you have the space. But if you have something like a dress that's very elaborate, like ruffled V-neck, fit and flare, like you want to get those keywords in there. Don't bother with size. Like I never put the size. Like to be quite honest, I never put the size. The color, I like to put at least the main color if there is room for it. Most of the time there is, but again, with something that's intricate or maybe the pattern speaks to the item better, go with the more descriptive words. Because remember, again, people are searching for the thing. So if something's crazy elaborate, like a paisley print or like, flowers, watercolor flower, something, someone's going to think, oh, Anthropologie watercolor flower dress. They're not going to think Anthropologie blue, pink, red, size extra large dress. The size and stuff will come after, but think about it like that. Great question, Kinsley. Great question. Great question. All right, you guys, we are winding down. Oh my gosh, this has been a really good constructive chat. Because we are winding down the hour, feel free to get your last minute questions in on Poshmark. I will take the time now to tell you all that next week's topic is gonna be what they're gonna be. Wait, hold on. Okay. It's gonna be Mercari. Oh my God, it's Mercari. We're gonna talk about things Mercari. Oh, Mercari. Yes, honey, we're going to talk Mercari. Next week will be full of, bring your questions. Mercari is new. We have a lot of questions. Bring them all. Might need to leak over an hour. I get it. There's a lot to cover there. So, get ready for next week. I'm so excited. And I will say this. I'm going to, the remaining weeks, I'll continue to tell you at the end of, next week, I'll tell you what the following week is. The only week I will tell you in advance is the last Wednesday of the month, July 29th, because my birthday is a couple days later on August 2nd, and I'm going to have a special birthday stream on July 29th. So stay tuned for that one. Will there be special guests? I don't know, but you'll want to join. Okay, so I'm checking out your questions before we head out. out. Laurie says, do you have or do you use hashtags in listing descriptions? If so, does it help get more views? Great question. I have not. I think because hashtags are not a thing on the platform, if that makes sense. Like there's no way to search a hashtag. Things don't trend or become popular or associated with a hashtag. So I don't think you need to do that for any selling platform. That's really just for social media. And although Posh is social, it's people are, you have to type in, floral midi length anthropology dress. You don't need to type in hashtag anthropology, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Yes, Lindsay, yes. For all of you, this will live indefinitely on my channel, so definitely check it out. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comment section below. Maybe we can address them early at the start of next week. Has anyone used stories in their Poshmark closets yet? I have still not gotten that in my app, so nope. And I don't think I will. I think I've said that before in our SNLs, but I think that is a waste of time, better spent on other platforms. Yep. Yes, it's August 2nd, honey. It'll be a great Wednesday. July 29th. That's my birthday show, so stay tuned. What else? Back to the room. LOL. All right, you guys. Okay, if there's no more questions, I'll give you 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds if you have any more questions. Oh, that's a good question. Does Blake will be doing things on Friday? Blake is going to try to do some things for Friday. I am going to do dog sitting again, so have to just see if I can get that teed up in time. But at least there will absolutely be something on my Blake Does Things channel next week, promise. I'm stocking up on content, and I'll tease you guys with something. I was brave this past Saturday. I had to get out of the house. I have been in my apartment 4 months alone. 4 months alone, right? By myself, no family, no nothing. I was like, I've got to go do something. So I went to the thrift store. It's safe to do so. Went with my mask, my hand sanitizer, my own bags, etc. But I got some good stuff. So stay tuned for those videos that are going to come out next week, because I'm going to film it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I need to film it, get it up in the closet, etc. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Some good stuff. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the support. And I will see you next week for What Wednesdays, where we talk about what? Mercari. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned for more, and don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, bye, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for shopping. You didn't shop, but you came and watched me. Yes, you came and watched me. I appreciate you. Oh, I appreciate you. Oh, bye, everyone. Happy July. Bye.